Hey everyone, today we're finally going to be taking a look at the Brown Buffalo Conceal Pack. And this is another one of those bags that's been around for a while and is often mentioned alongside legendary bags like the GoRuck GR1 and the Alpha 19er Evade. So I've been very curious to try this out for a number of years now. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to test this over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, the bag has a very minimal style, which to me almost feels like a cross between a GoRuck and an Evergoods backpack. And so it's something that's going to be very subdued and blend in nicely into a lot of different environments. Definitely the type of thing that I would like to travel with, as it won't call a ton of attention to itself, but it still looks good enough to take into an office and to just use for exploring a city. As far as the materials, the bag feels very solidly built. This is always one of the things that I've heard people talk about with the Brown Buffalo bags is the build quality, and the materials used here feel very premium. You have a 1050D ballistic nylon that has a DWR coating. This feels super rugged and like it's gonna hold up well for a long time, offer a nice amount of weather resistance, and then beyond that, you also have some really nice YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the bag, you have a couple of Hypalon attachment points. On one side, you have two that'll be great for pairing with additional accessories, carabiners, if you want to hang some hand sanitizer, a hero clip or something like that. It included this accessory here that has this snap closure so you can remove it, move it around if you need to. And then on the other side, you have two more attachment points. And so that's always nice to give you some flexibility with how you can configure the bag. No external water bottle pockets built into the bag. You do have a handle at the top that offers a nice amount of space, and it feels very well reinforced. You can see the stitching there. And so very, very solid. And the last thing I'll call out while I'm talking about the exterior is that the bag does stand up quite well on its own. It's designed with a flat bottom so that you can place this down next to you comfortably and be able to access the bag when you need to. Moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 21 liters, which to me is a really great daily bag size. It does feel like a generous 21 liters. It feels a little bit larger than some of the other similarly sized bags that I've tried out, particularly on the height. This does feel like a pretty tall bag, but the space is more than enough for the items that I would normally carry with me on my day-to-day, and it felt like I had some leftover capacity for longer days or if I wanted to use this for travel. And it does have a fairly consistent shape. Even when it's emptier, it's not going to necessarily slim down because of the materials and the way that it's designed. But I think that the overall profile still feels slim enough that it's going to be great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto a variety of domestic and international airlines. Continuing with the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. This is a type of harness that I've always wanted to see on a GoRuck or Evergoods bag, so I really like the padding that's been included here. It feels robust but soft and broken in right out of the box. On the inside, you have this nice spacer mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps also have a good width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. On the straps, you also have some D-rings that you can use to clip on additional accessories. You have some webbing, a sternum strap that's included with the bag. You have some strap management and quick release buckles to allow you to get the bag on and off more quickly if you need to, or to potentially secure it to a table or to a chair to have a little bit more peace of mind. On the straps, you also have some extra D-rings, so again, providing lots of different options to just clip extra things on if you need to. And the back panel has also felt quite comfortable. Similar type of padding here. It's well distributed throughout the back. You have the same breathable spacer mesh, and so this has felt comfortable even as I've been wearing it for a longer period of time throughout the day. The last thing I'll mention here is that you have a luggage pass-through that's going to allow you to rest this on your suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag has a fairly minimal layout, but it's designed to be adaptable depending on what you're going to be carrying. So on the front, you have a zippered quick access pocket with a tall, vertically oriented zipper, so it'll be helpful if you swing the bag around. You can reach in and grab something. And so this is a pretty tall compartment. The back is lined with hook and loop, so you can attach a variety of Velcro accessories here. There's lots of different gear that's sold by various companies that you can use to configure this if you want to put some additional pocketing, some admin panels, things like that. And at the moment, I'm just storing my iPad mini in here, which fits comfortably. This compartment besides that, doesn't really have a lot of built-in organization. You do have a little lanyard with a carabiner for your keys if you want to have those easy to reach. But beyond that, it's just a simple compartment that, again, you can customize depending on what you're going to be carrying, or you can just use it to store taller, slimmer items like the iPad, notebooks, and things like that. And then on the back, you have a zippered pocket that can be used to store a laptop. Again, good protection on the zippers here. It's interesting that you have the dual zipper pulls, so you can open it, however it's going to make the most sense for you. And nice amount of space here. Currently I have my 14-inch MacBook Pro, but you can see there's some leftover capacity. So if you have a 15 or 16-inch laptop, it should be able to fit in here comfortably. And this also has the hook and loop backing. So again, you can configure it with different accessories if you want to. I'm just using it as my laptop compartment. And so the padding here feels pretty good. This padding with the back panel feels robust. You also have the soft lining to help prevent against scratching. The bottom is a little bit padded. It's not suspended. There is just the padding that's incorporated that gives the bag its structure, but again, not really a false bottom per se. So it can get the job done. It's not as protective as some of the other built-in laptop compartments on something like the GR1 or the CPL24, but still good access, pretty good amount of protection. And then on the inside, if you do want to pair it with other things, you can do so. I know that the Brown Buffalo sells a separate laptop sleeve that I believe is meant to go into the main compartment, but I imagine you might be able to slide it in here as well. Moving into the main compartment, this has a clamshell style opening, which is going to make it easy to pack out. So you can open this up, the zippers go all the way down, and you have a large open space here on the back that has my typical modular setup, so it can hold a ton of pouches and other accessories. So diving in, I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones, my Peak Design packable tote bag, a couple of pouches here, Evergreen Civic Access pouch, 1 liter Alpaca admin pouch, another Civic Access pouch, 1 liter, my Lockbee Tech pouch. I have my VR glasses there and the Civic Access pouch, 2 liters. And all of that fit in there, and it didn't feel like the bag was overly packed out or anything like that. And I really love this open space. This will also work well for minimal travel. I could definitely toss in a packing cube, a toiletry bag, an extra pair of shoes, and use this for a longer weekend trip. On the back, you have more hook and loop backing. This is where you could potentially attach the laptop sleeve that is sold separately from the bag. But again, lots of different accessories because of this material that you can customize the bag with. And so, you can experiment with different layouts or just keep things simple. Even just an open space like this is going to be very, very flexible. So that's usually kind of my preference, but I love that the layout can be adaptable. And then on the other side, you do have a little bit of built-in organization. So you have these 2 pockets that have a good bit of volume, and they're also fairly tall, so they will be able to hold something like a water bottle. Currently I have my 20-ounce water bottle here, but there's leftover space here. I could definitely fit a larger water bottle in here if I wanted to. And then next to that, I have the Civic Access pouch, 1/2 liter, and that slides in there perfectly. So, this does provide a good bit of flexibility with the types of things that you could hold. You could also store an umbrella in here, packable jacket, and so nice to have these pockets that have that built-in volume. You can also see the bright orange liner, so you're gonna have plenty of visibility for the items that are on the inside. And then at the top, you have a zippered mesh compartment, really high quality mesh here. You can also see right through, so it's easy to tell what's in the compartment. And this does have a nice amount of space, even for something a little bit bulkier. At the moment, I'm just using this for my sunglasses, but because this is near the top, this would be a great quick access area for things like headphones, charging cables. So a pretty simple layout in this main area and throughout the rest of the bag, but it does feel intentional. And although this might be a little too minimal for some people, if you're somebody who just wants a simple bag or something that's going to allow you to really customize the layout to match up with your needs, this one's going to provide some good flexibility. And if you're looking for an everyday carry backpack that's going to have a subdued style, an excellent build quality, and that's going to be comfortable to wear, then this is going to be a really great option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a pretty great experience testing out the Conceal Pack from the Brown Buffalo over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company's site, and it's going to come in at around $295. I know the company has recently gone through some changes as far as starting to manufacture some of their bags abroad, and they were previously known for making their bags in the US. So far, I haven't noticed any issues with the quality or the materials. I didn't have a chance to use some of their older bags, but so far this has felt premium in the way that I would expect a bag at this price point to feel. So I just wanted to call that out. It does feel like you're getting something that's going to be solidly built, that's going to last a long time, and it's going to offer a nice feature set, but there's going to be some other bags in this price range that may be worth considering. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is of course the GoRuck GR1, which has been one of my favorite everyday carry bags for a long time now. GoRuck is another company that was well known for making most of their bags in the US. They've recently started to make more of them abroad. But like the Brown Buffalo, the quality has still been fantastic, and they've been able to create a bunch of different new layouts that have been fantastic, like the double compartment bullet ruck, the M23. But to me, the GR1 still holds a special place in my heart for the simplicity and the effectiveness of its layout. The 21 liter size in particular just works well for EDC, but it offers a surprising amount of space, clamshell opening. I like that it has the dedicated laptop compartment that is suspended, well padded. The newer editions also have the quick access pocket at the top, which has been a great addition. And then you also have the quick access pocket on the front and a very comfortable harness system. It's not going to be as breathable as the one offered by the Conceal Pack, and it doesn't have the luggage pass-through, but for carrying a lot of weight, the GR1 is tough to beat. And so if you're looking for a solid, minimal, everyday carry bag, that's going to be one of the best options that you can take a look at. The next bag this made me think of is the Alpaca Metro Backpack Pro, which had a pretty similar layout to this one, had a modern techie aesthetic. The version that I used was an X-Pack, so it felt super durable and weather resistant. It had a quick access pocket on the front with some built-in organizational lanyard with a magnetic, attachment for your keys. And then it had a spacious main compartment. Didn't quite open clamshell style, but gave you enough space and visibility for your stuff. It had a pretty similar internal layout to the one on the Conceal Pack. It's not as spacious, even though it's listed at 24 liters. This 21 liter bag felt much bigger, but that could be nice if you don't want something that's quite as tall or large feeling. And then that one also had a pretty comfortable harness system, luggage pass-through. It had a dedicated laptop compartment that was top loading. It had a nice sleeve in there that was padded. It had a little bit of a false bottom, and so it had more of a built-in solution compared to the one that's offered here with kind of the modular laptop sleeve that's sold separately. And so, just a really nice, versatile EDC bag. And if you're looking for something that's kind of like this, but that's gonna be a little smaller and have some additional organization, that's gonna be a great one to consider. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Alpha 19er Evade 1.5, which like this one has been a very popular bag in the carry community for a number of years. It has a very comfortable harness system. It's super spacious. The 25 liter size feels like it can hold a ton of stuff. Clamshell style main area, dual external water bottle pockets. That one has an admin area with some additional organization, a separate laptop compartment that's suspended, well padded. And so that is one of the most versatile and well-rounded bags. You have the bungee cord that you can add and remove from the front. You have compression straps. The recently updated version changed the layout a little bit, but still a super functional bag. It's offered in a couple of different fabrics, and if you're looking for something rugged and comfortable that's gonna have some more built-in organization, that's gonna be one of the best options that you can take a look at. With that being said, the Conceal Pack holds up very well against all those options, and I can definitely see why this has been such a popular EDC bag over the years. And if you're looking for something that's going to be very solidly built, it's going to be comfortable and offer a spacious and flexible layout, then this is going to be a really cool option to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Conceal Pack and how it compares to some of the other popular EDC bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the Brown Buffalo for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.